Very good morning to all. In the previous lecture, we were discussed about base tangent method and constant method and measurement over a roller. In these three methods, we discussed regarding how we are measure the thickness of the gear tooth. As we know that there are basic four methods to measure the gear tooth thickness, that is gear tooth vernier caliper. As we discussed earlier, I just show you with the diagram, and we just discussed that how we have to draw the and how we have to measure the gear to thickness with the help of vernier caliper. After that, three methods remaining, that is based on derivation, that is constant code method, base tangent method, and measurement over roller. So these three methods are very important as per the exam point of view and as per the industrial point of view. Now, today we start the last point of our method, that is rolling test. This method is most commonly used test under production condition to measure the variation in center distance between the two gears. Okay, so whenever we have to uh, measure the distance between two gears, on that time we have preferred to use the rolling test method. These tests require less time and give quite accurate results. So we have prefer this test method. In this test, the gear to be tested is actually compared with the hardened and ground master, right? So that you have to remember that in this test, the gear to be tested is actually compared with the hardened and ground master gear. So this test generally perform on the most commonly under machine, which is called as a Parkinson gear tester. So this is very important gear testing techniques that we are discussing now. This can be used for measurement the various variation in center distance of two gear, which is caused by the error in tooth form, pitch or concentricity of the pitch line, right? इसका कंस्ट्रक्शन थोड़ा देख लेते हैं हम. So it is very helpful to us that how it may be work. In this method, the master gear or standard gear is mounted on fixed vertical spindle. That you have to remember that what happen यहाँ पे क्या होता है. The master gear is mounted on fixed vertical spindle and the gear to be tested on another spindle. Okay, you can just see the figure. So it's very easy for you to understand with the help of figure that the master gear is there on one side and on another side, whichever we have to measure the gear that we have to actuate it. The spindle of the gear under test is attached to a floating carriage. Okay, so the whole spindle of the gear under test is attached to a floating carriage. The gear are mounted on two spindles so that they are free to rotate without measurement of the clearance, right? The gears are maintained in mesh by using a spring pressure. Okay, where from where it may be create or it may be generate the pressure. You can just see here with the help of spring pressure. If spring loaded pair of the gear is close mesh are rotated, then any error will cause a variation of center distance. Thus, any movement of floating carriage is indicated by a dial gauge, which shows the error in gear under test, right? Whatever the error we are getting, that we directly shown in the dial indicator. What is the working of Parkinson gear test? Mostly by using gauge blocks between the spindles, set the dial gauge to read zero at correct center distance. Also adjust the spring pressure and set the limit marks on dial gauge. After that, what we have to do? Now, mount the master gear and gear under test on the respective spindles. and observe the variation in the dial gauge reading when the gears are rotated. Whenever the gears start to rotate, on that time we have preferred that what is the changes produced in dial gauge that we have to measure or that we have to count. If the reading are within the acceptable limit, then the gear is selected. Okay, otherwise it is rejected. An electronic recorder is also fed to the instrument, which is shown in center distance in the form of wavy circular chart. Okay, you can see that in the figure that they may attach one another electronic recorder which give you the proper graph, and based on the graph we are conclude that the our require gear are is as per our requirement or not. The gear tester whichever right now showing in figure, this is for the spur gear, and this type of tester are also available for testing helical and bevel and worm gear. Okay, so we are this kind of instrument we are prefer for not only for spur gear but also for the helical, bevel and worm gear. The accuracy that you have to remember that up to plus or minus 0.001 mm. There is some limitation is there that I discussed. That is, it is suitable for gears more than 300 mm diameter, right? It means अगर उससे कम dimensions है, then it may not measure with the help of this method. Measurement totally depends on master gear. If any error you are facing or if any error are getting in the master gear, then that error should be also in cover in the our measurement. Okay, so everything it depends on the master gear. The error are not separately identified. It provide directly composite error. Due to the friction in the movement of the floating carriage, the sensitivity of the instrument is decreased, right? So this is some limitation of Parkinson gear tester. Now measurement of gear pitch, very important. See, there are basic two methods by which we are measure the pitch. The circular pitch of the tooth measure on the base circle is called as a base pitch, which is measured with the help of two methods, that is step-by-step method and direct angular method. You can just see the diagram, which is the diagram of step-by-step method. In this method, a tooth-to-tooth pitch measurement, variations in between successive teeth of the gear are measured, right? You can just see the diagram, so it's very clear in your mind. What is the procedure? The instrument used for measurement of pitch has three tips. They have fixed measure tip. Okay, there are total three tips. Fixed measure tip. Second one is the sensitive tip, and third one is the adjustable tip. Sensitive tip can be adjusted by screw. Okay, you can just see here. This is the sensitive tip that can be adjusted with the help of screw. Its further movement in transmitted through a leverage system to dial indicator. Guide tip is given by supplementary adjustment, which is maintain the stability of the instrument. A guide tip क्या होता है? It may be adjust with the help of one screw and which may be maintain the stability of the instrument. The distance between the fixed and sensitive, the distance between the fixed and sensitive tip is said to be equivalent to the base pitch of gear with the help of sleeve gauges. The property of setup instrument is applied to gear so that all three tips contact be tooth profile. The regarding on dial indicator gives the error in the base pitch, right? Whatever the error we are getting, that directly we are understood and we are get at the base pitch. So this is the direct step-by-step method. Second one, it is also important, direct angular method. as you can see in the diagram. I just zoom it, so it's very clear that two dial gauges are on adjustment teeth are used with gear mounted at the center. The gear is indexed through successive pitch to give constant reading on dial. Right? Any change in the reading on dial B indicates the pitch error. The actual error can be determined by taking the individual reading on dial B. These are the two methods to measure the gear pitch. Now we talk how to measure run out of the measurement. Very easy, but it's a very important characteristic to measure or to find the profile measurement of gear. Run out means the eccentricity in reference of pitch circle. Gears that are eccentric tend to have vibration per revolution. As I just show you in the PPT, an eccentricity tooth may cause an abrupt gear failure. Runout in the gear is measured by employ gear eccentricity testers. Okay, the gear is held on the mandrel in the center, and the dial indicator of the tester possesses the special tip. That is one dial indicator which may directly contact with the gear and with the proper special tip. If the module of the gear being checked, here we are check the gear module, the tip is inserted between the two space. And the gear is rotated tooth by tooth, right? The maximum variation is noted from the dial indicator reading and it gives the run out of the gear. Okay, so with the help of dial indicator, we are identify that what is the maximum run out of the gears. The important another profile measurement, that is concentricity. The words are somewhat very near run out and concentricity. Concentricity important that the center about which the gear is mounted should be coincident with the center from which the gear tooth are generated. Otherwise, the gear will not function properly. Due to this, why it may be happen? It is due to the eccentricity of the mounting. The concentricity of the gear may be checked by mounting the gears between the centers and measure the variation in the height of the roller placed between the successive teeth. The variation in reading obtained will be function of eccentricity present and also of any variation which will be there in the tooth thickness. Okay, so this is the basic parameters that we have to discuss. Now, last parameter, which is also important, that is profile checking of the gear. As we discussed from the previous two times that in profile runout is there, in concentration is there. Now we have to measure whole profile. As we know, toolmaker microscope is used, involved measuring machine is used, and tooth displacement method is also used. Okay, so these are the basic three methods to measure the profile of whole gear. Okay, so we have to remember that a basic parameter of gear to have to measure, that is pitch, one of the most prior things, tooth thickness, another very important. After that we can discuss the run out, then concentricity, and last one that we are discussing right now, that is profile checking of the gear. And we know that whenever we measure the gear measuring with the help of an instrument, then it may produce many kind of error like reproducing method, profile error, cyclic error, periodic error, run out, radial run out, axial run out, tooth alignment error, backlash, eccentricity, undulation, and same way, the errors may be generated with the help of reproducing method and generating method. These already we discussed in the previous lecture. Okay, so if you haven't any query, or if you have any query, then you may just refer the previous video, or just read the relevant document, so you get the basic idea. Now we start the profile checking with the help of gear, where toolmaker microscope is there. I just show you the diagram, so it's very easy, very clear in your mind that what kind of figure is there. Toolmaker microscope method is also known as optical projection method. In this method, magnified profile of gear is compared with the ideal gear, right? Magnified gear are identified with the help of ideal gear. It is suitable for a small gear. Okay, so we are considered that in toolmaker microscope, it may mostly prefer for the biggest gear, while toolmaker microscope, where it may be preferred for the small gear, right? In involute measuring machine, this is involute measuring machine, which help to check involute profile of the gear, right? As per the name, why the name is involute measuring machine? Because it may check the involute of profile. It simply mark the generate of involute curve. Okay, it just mark the curve which will trace a true involute. How? Just I discuss method that a circular disc having diameter equal to base circle of gear under test, and the gear to be tested are mounted on the vendor. The straight edge of the machine is kept in contact with base circle on the disc. Gear gear along with the disc is rotated without slipping, so straight edge moves over the disc. Now stylus start sliding along the involute curve, and the deviation of the tooth profile from ideal involute can be seen by the dial indicator. Okay, so it's a really very easy. Just with the help of stylus and with the help of dial indicator, we are just find that the profile is in as per our requirement, as per our design, with the help of stylus or plunger movement, right? Tooth displacement method. Third method to measure or to check the gear profile. You can see in the diagram how we are prefer to measure the profile check with the help of displacement method. For larger gear, most probably this method is adopted. The gear is rotated through small angle, and reading are taken on vertical measuring machine. Yes, that we are discussed. These reading are compared with the analytical calculation. Mostly 5 or 10 reading along the flank of the teeth and angular increment are taken. If you see in the figure, then it's very easy for you that how they can measure. If you see the figure, then uh, you may understand that L1 minus L2 is equal to L1 minus L2 is equal to R theta 1 minus R theta 2. Or we say that R1, sorry, L1 minus L2 is equal to, if small r is equal to, if small r is equal to capital R cos phi, if small r is equal to capital R cos phi, where capital R is the pitch circle radius of the gear, then L1 minus L2 is equal to R, then L1 minus L2 is equal to R cos phi in the bracket theta 1 minus theta. And same way, what happened for L3 minus L1? That is equal to R cos phi theta 3 minus theta 1. Okay, so we just find the angle with the help of displacement. Some examples also ask in your curriculum regarding the base tangent length and regarding constant chord length and regarding depth of gear tooth. So you may also, if you know the equations, then very easy for you to solve the example. So I just request all of that you remember all the equations, which may, if not asked by the theory, then probably asked directly by the just put the equation and find the answer. On that time, you know the equations of base tangent method or equations of constant chord method and all. Okay, so this is the end of the basic parameter of measurement of gear. In next time, we are start with the new topic. So if you have any doubt, then you may just raise your query and I try to satisfy or I try to solve your comments or queries. Okay.